Mountain News at 11.
Well, there are concerns mounting inside some Kentucky jails, and one recurring problem is inmate transfers, a practice that jailers say puts both the inmate and staff at risk. A new bill pre-filed in Frankfort aims to change that. Hillary Thornton explains.
Jails across the state of Kentucky operate uniquely and have different levels of care and capabilities. One thing many of them have in common is that they are operating at or over capacity. Many jailers say often compounding to that issue is when an inmate is transferred to their facility that really cannot take on the extra burden.
They're not checking to see, do they have the capacity to hold the prisoner? Do they have the ability to provide the medical staff to the prisoner? And with that, sometimes inmates wind up in situations they shouldn't be in.
State Representative Philip Pratt says that is a situation his jailer in Scott County brought to his attention. He says earlier this year, the Scott County Jail, while operating at more than 80% over capacity, received an inmate charged with murder who is both an escape risk and a suicide risk. Because of that, requiring an isolation cell, which Scott County only has 4 of. Meanwhile, though, he says the Franklin County jailer said he could properly house that inmate.
Actually said they could take the inmate. Judge didn't ask if they wanted it, transferred them to Scott County, who didn't want the inmate, and at that point in time, it's now put a strain on Scott County, and these jailers don't get a say-so.
Representative Pratt says how the process works right now, an attorney can request a transfer for an inmate. A judge then signs off on that, and they say that usually happens without determining if the receiving jail has the needed medical care, programs, special staffing, or housing units.
Now, this bill would not take that authority away from judges, but instead open up a line of communication between those that the transfer would impact.
This is to allow the jailers to have a say-so, the judge to have a say-so, and hopefully it's better for everyone in the system.
In Frankfort, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
The bill would also set a cap for how much a county jail could be billed for costs related to the inmate's transfer. Well, early this morning, Chad's Hope, a drug treatment center, caught fire. The Manchester Fire Department responded around 1 a.m. The students were making final preparations for Thanksgiving dinner when they smelled smoke. The fire started in the attic around the chimney. The fire was contained to one small area. Now, students were moved to a nearby hotel as a safety precaution.
We got permission from the fire marshal to go to the building and retrieve, 4 or 5 days worth of clothing and textbooks and Bibles and that kind of thing, so we can, if necessary, we can stay away for a few days.
Steve May said several local churches and organizations had offered food, money, and supplies. The students are being housed by the Manchester Baptist Church.
On the cooler side today, but overall it wasn't a bad day here in the mountains. We've maybe seen a very few rain chances down into parts of the Cumberland Valley a little bit ago, but honestly I don't think all of that was actually reaching the ground because I was driving through right around this time, but maybe some very stray rain chances. Most of us though have been on the drier side. Those temperatures, like I said, have been chilly, so if you're headed out soon or headed out early in the morning to maybe do some shopping, make sure you bundle up those temperatures into about those mid to upper 30s. So as you head throughout the next 12 hours, like I said, we'll deal with a few of those clouds, cooler temperatures, but we'll start to warm up hopefully by the time we get to right around noon for tomorrow. So it'll be pretty nice, but some chilly weather for your Black Friday. Soggy weather returns as we head into the weekend. Cold air returns right after that as well. I'll have all those details coming up in just a little bit.
All right, thank you, Paige. Well, 2 Louisville brothers, Alex and Tommy Gift, lost their mother to cancer 9 years ago. Thanksgiving was her favorite holiday, so in her memory, the brothers did this. They ordered a catered meal, turkey, stuffing, all the trimmings, even dessert for the patients of U of L's bone marrow transplant unit. These are patients who are either too ill or weak or too immune compromised to leave the hospital and be with their families. They brought enough food for about 80 people, so there was plenty for visitors and hospital staff too.
My brother and I lost our mom to a 28-year fight with breast cancer in 2010. Thanksgiving was her favorite holiday, and so we wanted to do something that helps strangers that are fighting cancer on her favorite holiday.
Now, Tommy Gift and his brother Alex set up the Mary Jane Gift Quality of Life Fund at the James Graham Brown Cancer Center in memory of their mother. They wanted to help families who are going through the same thing they went through. Well, a meal for those who keep everyone in the community safe. The Wolf family has given back for years, and this year they decided to host a meal for first responders and their families on Thanksgiving. But they did not do this on their own. Texas Roadhouse, Walmart, Save a Lot, Wendy's, and plenty of others donated food and utensils. Kenneth Wolf said many have told him what he is doing is noble, but he sees it another way.
I just think giving back to them is not noble. It's the right thing to do. It's what the Lord would want us to do.
Wolf said he went to all the first responders in the county and found out around 50 would be working on Thanksgiving, so he prepared enough food for 150 people, enough for their families too. Well, a 6-year tradition, volunteers from across Perry County gather at Perry Central to pack up Thanksgiving meals to those in need. This year they gave out about 1,000 meals. WYMT's Emily Bennett talked to students who helped pack up the boxes.
Giving thanks by giving to those less fortunate.
Preparing the food, boxing it up,
delivering it,
making deliveries.
People from across Perry County gathered.
A lot of work.
Boxed up 1,000 meals for those in need.
It's a great way to start off Thanksgiving morning, to just give back, give to the community, and Perry County Schools is rocking it today.
Students and staff from every school in the county volunteered.
Being able to take time out of our morning to give back to them makes a difference in the whole day.
This is Samantha Turner's second year volunteering.
We like to just be out in the community and help those who can't help themselves.
She says the preparation process has been extensive.
They've actually been in for the last 2 days preparing food and just getting everything set up to come in. And we had some here as early as like 5:30 this morning.
And organization was key.
Everybody's working on something different.
And one thing was on Brady Adams' mind.
I'm just grateful that we get to come out and help with that and give them an opportunity to have Thanksgiving like we all do here. So,
doing their best to make sure no one was left hungry on Thanksgiving. In Perry County, Emily Bennett, WYMT Mountain News.
The food boxes included all classic Thanksgiving foods. The meals were delivered across the county from Leatherwood all the way up to Buckhorn. Well, there were lots of happy faces at the Salvation Army in Lexington today. Some 800 people enjoyed a Thanksgiving meal. It's a tradition that's been going on for years. It's also a meal that includes familiar faces in Kentucky. This year, Secretary of State Allison Lundergan Grimes, along with Coach Cal, helped to serve these meals. Some of his players came along too.
A lot of people aren't as fortunate as us, and for us to be able to come here and help out all these people, it's just really good.
Volunteers also delivered food to the elderly and people who weren't able to leave their homes. While many were at home enjoying their Thanksgiving meals, others sit the shopping racks for pre-Black Friday deals. At the JCPenney in Middlesboro, some 500 shoppers lined up outside waiting for the doors to open, letting them into the world of Christmas retail. Coupons and deals lined shelves, and the general manager of JCPenney, Carolyn Reed, says it's just getting people in the mood for Christmas.
We had people outside in chairs all the way around the building, probably about since 12. We love it. We love it. We're very prepared for it. We're very excited about it, and it's been a great Thanksgiving already so far.
JCPenney in the Middlesboro Mall open at 7 in the morning. Our Will Puckett will be live from there in all half hours of Mountain News this morning tomorrow. Well, churches and organizations in Pike County joined together today with one mission, filling a need. WYMT's Buddy Forbes visited the Appalachian Wireless Arena for the 4th annual Community Thanksgiving Gathering.
One community, one mission, one church.
Well, there's obviously a need here in Pike County. There's people that may not have had a Thanksgiving dinner.
More than 20 churches joined together to serve around 7,000 meals this Thanksgiving.
You know, we just felt the burden to help these people. So, you know, what a wonderful way to do it than cross denomination lines and have churches come together as a one church and put this dinner on.
With more than 6,000 meals delivered by hundreds of volunteers from churches in Pike County, and nearly 1,000 served or given to people who dropped by the Appalachian Wireless Arena.
Saw a lot of happiness spread, a lot of cheer, people very appreciative. So, you know, it's good to be part of that.
Organizers say the growing event is not only about the food or the fellowship.
So it was unreal. It's growing every year.
It is about the mission that brings all of the different churches together as one.
It's to show the love of Christ, to show that the love of God is in us and we want to help those in need.
And they are already planning to do it all again.
This year we start early. We're going to start planning about February, and hopefully we'll do 10,000 meals next year.
As they work to fill a need while filling stomachs with hot meals. In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Now, to help with next year's event or stay updated on the One Church mission, visit the One Church of Eastern Kentucky's Facebook page. Well, coming up at 11, find out who won the coveted Best in Show at the National Dog Show today. And the balloons flew at Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade today, but now without a few hiccups. Not without a few hiccups, excuse me. We'll take you there.
And we're going to remain on that drier side as we head into your Black Friday, but rain chances increase for the weekend. I'll have those details coming up.